проходить игру, которую я посмотрел у одного летсплейщика. Игра называется Councicle. Это смесь РПГ, детектива и адвенчура. Обещает быть интересной. Пару я там немножко себе проспойлерил, потому что хотел посмотреть, о чем эта игра и как вот вообще. По сути, тут, собственно, можно играть с геймпада, но как бы я больше хочу с мышки. Я надеюсь, что игра всем понравится, потому что мне она понравилась по геймплею. Давайте приступать. Сохранение 1, новая игра. Давайте посмотрим, что из себя представляет эта игрушка. Франция. Париж. 10 декабря 1792 года.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
Ну, я думаю, давайте... Ну, я, в принципе, знаю, что произойдет, если действовать самому. Давайте посмотрим, что будем, если мы добьемся матери.
Please, be my guest, mother.
Откликнула черта доверия. Опа, С. А наша мамка-то вообще опасная миледи. Ну, ну и так сойдет, в принципе, стулом по хребту нормально.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No, Even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to von Borchardt.
Прикольно. Нормально так по хребту ему ввалили. Собственно, вот этот чувак, который очень... О, ладно, промолчу. Спустя месяц, 20 января 1793 года. Остров Лорда Мортимера, недалеко от берегов Англии. Если что, наш персонаж, его мать из Франции. Focus Home Interactive and Seattle представляют. Цианид, хер знает как правильно. Игру вот Big Bad Wolf. Вот идем чуть-чуть
Well
потише.
done, Mother. You just had to pick up von Burchart's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island?
Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
The Council. Эпизод 1. Mad Ones. На данный момент доступно
The least he
всего
could do is explain
4
to me
или
how
3
he managed
эпизода, не
to
помню.
lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Давайте скажем, что
Your
личные
Eminence,
обстоятельства.
with all due respect, I prefer to keep my reasons for coming here to myself. I promise, it has nothing to do with the legendary party that you all appear to be preparing for.
Believe what you will, my son. However, everything is related to the legendary parties organized by our host.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that, Cardinal.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate,
Oh,
young
that's all my
man,
nickname.
because there are
Yeah.
many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Ну, я знаю, что она, по-моему, не в первый раз. Или в первый. Ну, давайте скажем,
That's
что...
right. Until now, I've never been invited by Lord Mortimer.
You'll see. You won't soon forget it.
Given what I've seen so far, I wish I'd been passed over.
Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious.
Хочешь иметь больше
I
одного
know
К
that.
зрителей?
I would've gone for a
Спасибо,
better suit.
боты мне не надо. А вот больше одного К подписчиков было бы
Are
неплохо.
you all right?
Именно платных подписчиков. Так. У нас... Ладно, не буду пока спойлерить. Не надо, Тёмыч. Я тебя, если начнешь накручивать ботов, я тебя просто забаню. Просто, хоть ты мой друг, но я тебя забаню. Такое не терплю. Видение.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. just one thing left to do.
Вот, какой же ты тупой. Фу, ты меня оскорбил, я ушел.
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No! You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay when you die.
О. Ну да, кровь из носа, это я уже видел.
Phew.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on? Here, take this.
Нихера у меня такие сиськи.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine.
Да, в принципе,
Don't
она
worry.
симпатичная.
It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly. Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with
Ага,
me.
бегать на правую
What's
кнопку.
happening to me, for God's sake?
Так, ну,
I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
давайте пока... Я же не могу правильно сейчас ни с чем взаимодействовать. По-моему, не могу сейчас ни с чем взаимодействовать. Блин, какой же классный вид. О, нет, вот что-то могу. Блять, ладно. Давайте сейчас
Louis,
не
during
будем.
the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Так, оккультист. Манипулирование, оккультизм, эрудиция, наука, хитрость. Допрос, бдительность, психология, ловкость, логика. Политика, этикет, языкознание, убеждение, уклонение. Ну, тот чувак, которого я смотрел, он был детективом. В принципе, довольно прикольно. Но я хочу взять оккультиста. Но учитывая то, что у меня тут все сейчас на единичку, и это в принципе неплохо. Я могу выучить, добить, кстати, психологию. Или могу взять, в принципе, опять тоже детектива, но просто потом немножко вот сюда вкинуть, что вот это мне пригодится. В принципе, мне пригодится все, но вот это точно нужно будет вот прям пипец. Давайте все-таки возьму детектива. И потом просто, когда левел апну, вот вкину вот сюда 3 очка. А пока 3 очка вкинем, давайте в... Давайте... Я могу, в принципе, психологию добить, чтобы она была на 2, да? А могу... Ну, давайте психологию, типа, чтобы... Да, давайте психологию. Да.
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases. Like the chauffeur d'Angers, for example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
Ah, and I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of 2 people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Ну, я точно знаю, что, типа, ну...
Please excuse me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't
Тут
remember
нужно
where.
из другой ветки, как из другого какой-то ветки.
I appreciate your honesty. even if it's not very flattering for me.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time a man hasn't remembered your face.
Well, I must say you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me. I'm completely at your mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London,
No. Sorry, I don't remember.
in the office of William Pitt. Remember? No?
I'm so sorry, Emily, but I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter.
Не,
Right, time to go to the manor.
так, сейчас, да, сейчас где-то обучение, я знаю. Добро.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Нужно встречусь, ну, это тоже я знаю.
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my...
У нее устойчивость к логике, да? Ну, это, собственно, вот тут бьют все, кого мы знаем. У нее устойчивость к логике. Пьяджи — это вот этот кардинал, собственно. Это мать, а это мы. Я думаю, если кому-то интересно, то может, в принципе, я вот так пока пролистну. Если кому-то интересно, там, может прочитать или там... Так как я хочу эту запись оставить, то есть как бы... И потом, может, даже ее на YouTube выложить, но это не точно. Вот мы пока так. Предметы. Ага. Физиогномики. Ну да, тут это все. Кстати. Там наверх. Пирс.
Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Это я тоже знаю. О.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Richet.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
What can you tell me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would
Тёмыч,
find
как
this
ты там не
behavior
хотел сделать
necessary?
1К
What do you
зрителей?
mean? On several
Если не
occasions,
боты.
we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Так, подтвердить.
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden part of the wharf.
What type of damage?
Broken
Слабость
barrels,
слуги,
mainly.
допрос.
We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could Mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR.
Да,
We
Сара
came to the
Друшин.
conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here. Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir, the one you arrived by.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I...
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but...
Invited by your master.
No, of course, but...
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
Sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are. I must return now. It is still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
Так, носовой платок Сары Дарюша.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf?
Бочка.
Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Довольно давно разбитая. Вот, кстати, я вот знаю точно, что вот тот летсплейщик, которого я смотрел, он сюда не ходил. Опа. Коллекционная монета. Это опыт. Горшочек меда, ну это я знаю, он устанавливает нам 2 единицы очков действий.
Wooden floorboard.
Деревянная доска.
Judging by the splinters of the wood, this floorboard has been ripped up. It was in decent condition. I wonder why someone ripped it up. What's the point of doing this? Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed.
Так, это только это, да? О, вот еще. Ну, закрыто, да, понятное дело. Давайте откроем ворот.
I'll never get it open bare-handed.
Взломать. Сложность 3. Вот, собственно, вот видите, хитрость. Если бы я взял другой класс, то в принципе я мог бы типа взломать. Вижу там янтарь. Вещи.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough. Great. Honey.
Еще мед.
Must be an incredible view from up there.
Красиво.
Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Так. А, ну да.
Looks like a bar from an old gate.
О,
This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy.
а давайте, кстати, вот сейчас этим прутом сбегаем вот обратно к воротам, может, ну как-то пролезть. Хер знает как, правда. Ну, давайте я попробую. Чё нет-то? О! Да, вот можно прутом.
Clearly, I'm not much for manual labor. Let's see if I can get it open another way.
О, давайте. Поддеть? Или как? Ты только что делал абсолютно то же самое. Опа, тут что-то есть. Еще
This
мед.
looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful.
Кстати, это же может быть не сама герцогиня, а это может быть ее это.
This
Ну,
wharf is
ее
used as
сестра.
storage for a lot of
У нее есть
barrels.
сестра. В этом вещах хранится очень много бочек. Кстати,
Huh.
ну, порох.
Over here, it's cannon powder.
Ну, не могу, да, вот.
It's unusable now.
I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. Apparently, someone on this island has gone through a whole lot of trouble to arm themselves. I really must find you, dear mother, and quickly too.
Осколки янтаря.
Fragment of amber.
Я знаю. Хотя это пока... Ну ладно, давайте все-таки выпьем. О, это мы уже смотрим. Опа. Этого я не видел.
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest.
Давайте прутом ее подопрем.
That
Ничего.
does it.
Там,
Let's see
по-моему,
what's hidden inside. There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time. And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
ну, книгу забрал. Ну, это тоже
inside
знаю,
the
там
bag.
где статьи их почитать.
A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder. The bottom of the bag is covered in black powder. And judging by its consistency, it's the same type of powder that I found
Да,
earlier.
это порох.
This just gets better and better.
Так. Ржавый
An
ключ.
iron key completely rusted.
Давайте
You
возьмем.
never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it. Bottom of the bag is covered in black powder. And judging by its consistency,
Я что-то
it's the
опять
same
типа
type of
новый
powder
нажал,
that I
потому
found
что я уже жал.
earlier. This just gets better and better. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean? Some fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread. The fruit's still firm. And the bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days.
Взять сумку или оставить? Вот я, блин, думаю. Давайте возьмем.
Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her. Crying out loud. Why did you hide supplies in the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
О,
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
мед. Тут что-то вот
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time.
веревка.
A lantern. Nothing special.
Лампа.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Ah, one of the letters is stamped with the seal of the order. And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother. But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to? I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richer.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who's this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar?
Ну, не вспомню.
I'm guessing he's a man of some
Надо
importance.
вспомнить.
Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me. So, let's go through this. My mother's been hiding pieces of
Ну,
bread
дальше
and
вроде
rotten
ничего
boards of
интересного,
pork
так
in
что...
the middle of the night. That's not normal. And if that weren't enough, looks now like she's armed. Meanwhile, she also takes the time to send out letters, reassuring
Давайте,
whoever might
ладно,
be interested.
пошлите
She's
уже
having a
наверх.
fabulous time here. So odd. So very odd. And that's not even all I've noticed. But maybe I ought to move on to the manor now.
Что-то написано.
They'll be waiting for me.
Latin inscription. Annesis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus ergatur.
Сложно, непонятно.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Так, ты там что-то Тёмыч написал, я видел. Вот, я подписан чувака, что делает монтажи по Fallout 4, он сейчас... Или он сейчас в Fallout 76, у него тоже 10 зрителей, если он обиделся. Начали делать качественный контент на YouTube, читать их о стримах. Не, ну можешь, конечно, попытаться, но, скорее всего, тебя нафиг пошлют. Можно попытаться, чтобы, может, мне репост кинули. Но сомневаюсь. Блин, охеренная статуя. Обиделся. И что, скачаю StarCraft, ты перестанешь дуться?
Impressive.
Тёмыч.
My son. I was looking for you.
О,
What can I do for
это
you,
первое
Your Eminence?
противостояние.
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you?
Дрича.
You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was
Я же
coming.
доверить вам письмо.
Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Так.
Well, thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly.
Ну ты же
Don't
хотел,
take it
чтобы я с тобой
personally.
в StarCraft поиграл
Would
или
you
хер его
happen to
знает.
know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ну,
You
давай
only
зови
knew
ко
my
мне
son.
зрителей.
I hold your mother in the
Старайся
highest
хотя бы.
She
Если
has
тебя там не
rendered
забанят.
great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
If you know my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but
Do not worry, my
Ну
son.
я просто
I
знаю, что
perfectly
нужно нажимать,
understand,
поэтому я
and
так
I
нажимаю.
expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are
И хер его
both
знает, и
pillars
хер его
of the
знает.
organizations for which we work.
Ну просто ты вроде как хотел сам в
Working
StarCraft
son of
поиграть.
Sarah.
all the same. It
Я-то
bothers me
не
to see you in a
особо.
quandary, Your Eminence.
Ну как, я не
Is there
против
any other
StarCraft
solution?
поиграть на какой-нибудь мапе
Look,
там, или один
If
на
it's of any
один,
help, you can always leave your
или в режиме
envelope with me, and
Архонта.
I'll give it to
В
her as
принципе,
soon as I
можно
see her.
было бы, почему нет.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes, absolutely.
I understand.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the contents of your letter.
It is a list of names.
This list must be of extreme importance.
Его позвал глазрить.
It's a list
Да,
of people
привет.
that your mother must help. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Ну, это я тоже знаю. Да,
I
давайте.
swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to
Открытая
tell you
новая
a
черта.
secret.
Солидный. Давайте вот потом прочитаем,
Your mother
что это все
and I
дает.
are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals.
Да, кстати, всем привет, кто там пришел.
Bled like a beast.
Устраивайтесь
Without your
поудобнее.
mother, hundreds of men of the club
Ближайшие
have gone to
стримы
the
будут по
guillotine. She has made
каунцику.
the services of your
Будем
order
думать,
available to us by organizing the
интриговать.
priests' safe
Я
passage across
плюс-минус
the borders.
знаю, что там
Even
недалеко,
if she
недалеко в
doesn't share
будущем,
all her
но не
convictions,
слишком далеко я знаю.
She always
Так что мне
provided
самому интересно. Я просто
assistance.
увидел, мне понравилась игра, думаю, почему бы не пройти ее самому,
her, son.
вместо того, чтобы смотреть
Be it only
прохождение.
for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Так, давайте посмотрим, что тут. На что тут офигительные картины, офигительные двери. Но нам выйти не дадут.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Давайте посмотрим.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
Еще не могу пройти, да? Да, не могу. Наверное, я так
I've
понимаю,
just arrived.
тоже нет.
It might be bad manners to go upstairs without being invited.
Давайте книгу закрыть. Давайте
Lives of the noble Greeks and Romans.
Да, согласен, тут красиво.
Biography of the great men.
Давайте возьмем книгу. Просто пиздим все, что можем. Не, ну реально, вот просто посмотрите вот на эти двери. Вот, блин. Вот кто бы себе хотел вот такие двери огромные. Они, наверное, пипец как тяжело открываются, но, блядь, они такие классные, такие красивые. Кстати, на shift тоже можно взять. Блин, реально классные. Давайте, кстати, я посмотрю. Звуки, субтитры. Управление. Давайте мы голоса погромче сделаем. В принципе, все. Не, вот. Давайте вот. Вот реально, вот, просто посмотрите, насколько это охеренная тема. Если люди заходят и хотят реакции стримера, надо написать хотя бы привет. Кстати, да. Тут я с тобой, Тёмыч, согласен. Не, ну блин. А вот это. Блядь. Вот просто вот смотрите, какой камин и вот какая вот эта херовина. Бюст, можно так сказать. Какой он, сука, огромный. У него еще там копье в руке. Блин. Очень красиво. Картины. Ну, мне, конечно, не нравится такой стиль писания картин. Но, в принципе, неплохо. Блин, реально красиво. Вот Тёмыч, вот согласен с тобой. Кстати, вот хотите профиль? Она... Я не знаю, честно, кто это. Вернее, не помню. По-моему, это не Посейдон, не. И, по-моему, она... Ну, не знаю, типа... Из чего? Ну, по цвету, ну... Я могу, конечно, ошибаться, но смотри, вот как бы, может, освещение огня, так и сказать, но походу из меди. Хотя, может быть, и из золота. Но учитывая, что медь меньше коррозии поддается, чем золото, то, скорее всего, это медь. Или, может, вообще, кстати, сплав бронзы. Кстати, это может быть бронзовый сплав. Бронза вообще очень крепкая штука. Давайте пойдем поздороваемся со всеми. Хотя...
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Вот этот
late
немолодой
morning,
человек, это
Louis, come
Вашингтон.
join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi? He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington,
Ваше
President of the United
пресвященство
States
проще,
of
чем
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance.
просто
Mr.
по имени.
President.
Ну, это логично.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you'll forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Horn, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Riche, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Lord Mortimer asked me to drop everything and come find my mother, who seems to have disappeared during her stay here.
Ah.
I took the first boat, and here I am.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, sir. It's not your fault.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apology.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, You must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Не хочу с ним общаться, вообще никак. Давайте останемся с
See what
Вашингтоном.
Washington has to
С
say.
Вашингтоном.
Sir,
Тоже ничего
if you
плохого.
don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Ну, мне интересно, вот мне
And
интересно,
you,
вот что.
Emily, what do you think of my mother?
I only know her through the Order. The one time we met, we only exchanged a few words in a corridor of Parliament.
And was the exchange courteous or impassioned?
I'm not sure if I understand.
Was there any reason for her to be angry with you?
Under other circumstances, I would slap your face for even asking, but I'll put your lack of tact down to her disappearance. Know that your mother is a woman I would love to work with. Her reputation is entirely deserved. Mr. Washington will be able to tell you more.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making
Такой
some
некий
terrible
детектив.
mistakes. She may not be a soldier,
Детектив,
but believe
РПГ
me,
и
she
экшен.
deserves a
Ну
statue
как,
as much
экшена
as
тут мало,
Lafayette
тут в
does.
основном детектив.
I didn't see
РПГ.
that one coming.
Несложная
No doubt,
РПГ-система.
Mother has many secrets that are still hidden.
Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a
Но
few
сюжет
more
мне тут
questions?
нравится.
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
Политику, тайны, которые нас скрывают эпизод.
When she came to the US, did you exchange ideas about the Golden Order?
Exactly. What's more, she was essential in helping set up the American branch of the Order. I would never have become its leader without her help. We are a new country, and to achieve our democratic ideals, we need to count on discrete powers such as our organization.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Не, я начало видел, но я посмотрю.
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did
Я
not
уже видел
know.
Хирузяна.
I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet. But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
An extremely likely proposition.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Я сейчас скачаю хитрость, я говорю. Очень нужно.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my
Ты,
bed.
как обычно, со своим
See you in the
вбросом.
morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Я знаю, где твоя комната, поэтому давайте немножко поманчествуем. Я знаю, что тут можно всяких приколюк найти. Давайте поэтому пойдем вот в другую сторону. Вот тут, я знаю, по-моему, что-то будет лежать, да. Тут монета. О, ну это нельзя открыть. Понял, тут нужно очень внимательно исследовать. Это что там?
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
О, Наполеон. Говнюк. Так.
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Жак Перю. А, я понял, кто это. Тут ничего необычного.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Да, это минус.
Golden elixir.
Ну, не спуститься. Нет, не могу. Но тут ничего необычного.
Decorum guide.
Правила хорошего тона. Так. О. Якорцев.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Но наверх я пока не могу подняться, да? Да, не могу. Вот такие картины вот мне больше нравятся. Вот really классная картина. Не нравится. О, могу войти? Нет, не могу. Это совершенно... Вот я помню, тут на каком-то из диванчиков что-то есть. Или нет? Или это вообще в другой день, только утром можно обнаружить. Не, ну дом классный, бомбезный дом. Если тоже такой бы хотел домик. Оп, ну,
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
да, точно. Войти нельзя? Нет, нельзя. Так, еще. Опа, монетка. Помню, тут где-то вот. Тут где-то в жопе можно что-то найти. Где-то в углу. В каком-то. Но все равно буду каждый раз тут отбегать. Еще коллекционная монета. Чего не комментируешь, что за монету он находит? Он что должен комментировать? Типа тут есть и русский рубль. Куча еще всяких прикольных. Сюда не могу тоже войти, да? Опа, назад.
President George Washington.
Вашингтон. Сюда нельзя войти. Там мед. Опа. Монетка.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Biaggi.
Да.
Huh, that's me.
Не-не-не, погоди, братан. Тут.
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Может произойти так, что он забудет, какая его комната, или просто забудет координат. Не, я помню, где его комната. Я не заблудился. Я не заблужусь. Тут очень маловероятно, что я заблужусь. Вон видишь, что тут такая табличка помогает найти, где чья комната.
Huh, that's me.
Вот наша комната, но пока мы в ней не пойдем. Так, это чья комната?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
О, кстати, Годой. Вот я понял. На причале в письме, по-моему, про него что-то говорилось. Про Годоя. О, еще. Еще деньги. Ну, в принципе, мы уже... Вот это, кстати...
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Да, мы вот уже тут были. Давайте вот. Давайте пришлите в свою комнату. Я понимаю, что, может, я тут что-то пропустил, но это нужно прям досконально карту знать. Погнали. К себе. Вот. Вошел.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter?
Не
Might
буду
be about my
скрывать,
mother's
потому что потом
disappearance.
попросят.
But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
Если была бы хитрость, я бы мог, не задевая печать, вскрыть. А так нет, пока не буду.
Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so... Too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother.
Wow. Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway. Amber crystals.
Нельзя с полки янтаря.
Inferno by Dante.
О,
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
классная книга.
Lovely
на самом
lectures,
деле.
Mortimer. That's his Circe.
Наверное, очень классная книга. Советую к прочтению. Вот она. Картины. Вот это потом мы вскроем. Говоришь, коли меня сшибла память, по-моему, тут больше ничего нету.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests.
Идем
Very
спать.
jolly.
Баиньки. Что, доказал, что это наша комната? Пришел особняк, выяснил, что мы с делом печали, перед часом Вашингтон. Ну, вот есть. У меня могла состояться неожиданная встреча. Неожиданная встреча? С кем это, простите? О, качаемся. Так. Давайте вот это докачаем. И вот это. Оккультизм. Я по чуть-чуть вот все буду вкачивать. Так, что мы будем читать? Наука, этикет, убеждение, психология. Давайте науку вкачнем. А тут что, наука, языковая эрудиция, этикет, убеждение. Давайте это прочитаем. Опять сейчас видение будет у нас, у нашего героя.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of de Richet's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear.
Napoleon.
I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat.
Кстати, Тёмыч, как тебе игра? Нравится? Так, Наполеон Бонапарт. Денег, конечно, у него стрёмные.
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
Выдрешаю. Ага, Вашингтон ко мне стучится. Опять кровь из носа. Значит, сегодня в реальной жизни шла кровь из носа.
Dear Monsieur de Richet.
Дайте, суки, поспать спокойно. О,
Devil's Thorn.
якорцы. Давайте взломаем.
Golden Elixir.
Золотой эликсир, это хорошо.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly. There's a circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it.
Джоч, причем откроем. Да сейчас откроем. Мед, кусочек янтаря. По-моему, я сейчас как раз таки
There's a
одиночек.
note. Effects of Sœur de Richet to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Сейчас, секунду, я чуть-чуть.
Excuse me. Am I bothering you?
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
Elizabeth Adams. Home introduced her to us.
Yes. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room. And perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth? Is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Давайте поможем Вашингтону. Для произведения. Давайте, ладно.
Count on me, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Keep
Я потом
Elizabeth
снова
downstairs
перепроходить
as
надо
long as
быстрее.
possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
Я не буду, кстати. Я знаю, что там сейчас все пиздить будут, но не буду вмешиваться.
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small salon. I better hurry.
О, опа, там что-то блестит. Монетка.
A Chinese coin. Devil's thorn.
Так.
A drachma.
Ладно, давайте не буду вмешиваться.
My son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in this small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French Revolutionary Government. You should do something, my son.
You're right. That sounds like it might be bad. Good lord, that's all I needed. How am I supposed to keep Adams busy now? Do you know if the man is armed?
No, I don't. I barely saw him.
If this thing starts to sound serious, call the servants for help.
I certainly will. Thank you, my son. May God watch over you.
Who do you think you are?
Forgive me, sir.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Hey, you! Stay out of it! This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little slut how to behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh? I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run back to her room. And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer. Damn it, what should I do?
You filthy whore!
I apologize. Have mercy. Please have mercy. No!
I apologize. Nah, nah, nah. Mercy, have mercy. Nah, nah, nah. Where's that smart mouth now? I'll teach you a little respect. Huh?
My mother told me often enough. Sometimes the end does justify the means. I'd hoped I wouldn't have to apply that rule, but at least Washington will have enough time. Please.
Too late for that. Leave me alone.
Forgive me. He took me by surprise. I didn't think he'd really hit you.
Please, don't touch me.
Если бы я вмешался, я бы типа мог этот... Я потом все равно сюда вернусь.
Well, did you get time to search the room?
Yes, I found out many things.
Good.
Did Elizabeth give you any trouble?
Elizabeth? No.
Well, you could have mentioned she was with a raving maniac, huh?
What do you mean?
She was with a Frenchman. He was about to beat her when I arrived.
What the devil are you talking about?
I thought he was gonna kill the poor girl.
Did you intervene?
I did what was necessary to give you enough time to search her room.
Good work, my friend. I knew that I could count on you.
So tell me, did you find any information?
Oh, yes. What I found is likely to upset you.
What do you mean by that?
Elizabeth is indeed the daughter of John Adams.
Why pass her off as dead?
I found her medical file. It appears that for many years, your mother was her personal doctor. From what I read, she behaved more like a butcher than a doctor.
What are you talking? I'm not a child. What's going on here?
John believed that his daughter was possessed. He appealed to your mother to save her, but The treatment she inflicted on the poor child. My God.
Look, stop beating around the bush. What exactly did she do to her?
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
My mother got her hands dirty for the common good, so don't be too quick to judge her.
For the common good? We're talking about the vivisection of a child. Of tattooing her from head to foot with a red-hot iron.
Stop this.
For her 5th birthday, she inflicted the stigmata of Christ on her. And for her 10th birthday, a hysterectomy. What kind of gift is that for a child?
My mother is not a monster.
I do not doubt that your mother meant well. But the techniques described in the file, it is pure torture.
Please. I need some time alone.
I have seen some horrors in my time. But if what is written in these damned documents is true, be brave, my boy.
Ну, обратно вернуться. Нет. Не могу. Ладно, давайте обратно пойдем. Давайте вот так. Ладно.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
It could have been worse. Let's say that Miss Adams will remember it for a couple of days.
What? Did you not intervene?
Of course not. What did you want me to do? That thug could have snapped me in half in 2 seconds.
So, you prefer to let that fragile young lady take a beating rather than risk getting slapped around a bit yourself? Mr. Derice, your mother would not have been proud of you.
Listen, next time it happens, join me instead of hiding behind the door. If you're gonna talk big, back it up.
You should be ashamed. I will pray for your soul, my son. My son, I have another problem. I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Here it is.
Thank you, my son. Ah, I see that it's still sealed. I was right to put my trust in you, Luis. Give me 1 second, please. I can't imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please, be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
Да, спокойной ночи. Проповедник Хиров. Иди спи. Старый хер. Голову в комнату спать.
I'm exhausted. I better go to bed. I'll search my room tomorrow. If Mother stayed here right before me, you never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
Ладно, спокойной ночи, Тёмыч. Так, теперь что качаем? Этикет, наука. 4 очка. Могу сюда и сюда влить, в принципе. По одному, да? Будем потихоньку просто все прокачивать, все, что можем. Чтобы быть максимально эффективен. Ну ладно, обижен так обижен. Ты сам напросился, ты вредный просто. Бу-бу-бу. Бу-бу-бу.
All right. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I'd better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Так, манускрипты. Убеждение, этикет, психология. Что у меня по навыкам? Эрудиция, убеждение, этикет. Психология. Ну, психология у нас что? Это вот это, да? Я могу, в принципе, предметы. Психология, убеждение, этикет. Не, в принципе, я могу вот убеждение, просто его качнуть. Добить до первого левела хотя бы.
Writing material.
Изучить.
From what I see, no ink's ever been used on this quill. The smell reminds me of something. It smells like lemon. That's odd.
Невидимые чернила.
Nothing. I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Картина. Го сюда. Го на балкончик. А, ну да.
Pound.
Фунт.
This room looks unoccupied.
Еще монетки.
Here's something that will undermine my botanist's appreciation for the local climate.
Someone's picked some lemons.
I'd be surprised if my mother didn't help herself to a few. She was always going on about the surprising properties of lemons.
A priest's robe, crosses. Must be Piaggi's room. Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
Oh, this bookcase is well stocked.
Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travelogue of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the Order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room. Come on, Louis, think. Think.
Лимон, невидимые чернила, чё тупишь?
Let's recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She must have used the writing materials. The quill has been used, but not with regular ink. What if she used lemon juice instead? An old trick used to hide messages. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
Нагреть нужно книгу.
The message is illegible. I have to keep searching.
О, не знаю. Я просто знаю, что можно это взять, а зачем мне это нужно, непонятно. Давайте
Apart from getting the book dirty, I can't see any use for this.
Да, вот и я об этом. Что типа нахера нам нужно. Свечу я видел здесь.
If a message is written in lemon juice, the flame will reveal it. If a message is written in lemon juice, the flame will reveal it.
Да, я это знаю. Мед качается. Ледник кончился. Как очки действий. Кстати.
Look, markings on the floor.
Да блин, это его как будто
Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to
Сам
a secret
смотрите,
passage.
его как будто, знаете, кто-то отодвигал вот этот книжный шкаф. Да блин, я не вижу, что там ничего нет. Я не знаю. Может потом нас туда и пустят. Вот по карте. Балкон. Блин, ладно.
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice strong coffee though.
Кофеек, да? Ладно, давайте проявим.
Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message.
Oh.
Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. After that, she adds, beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected soldier. And that's its weakness. What is my mother trying to tell me? Since you've gone to so much trouble, you must not have only found something important, but you must have also felt like you were in great danger. Now I'd better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
The Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical. I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
О, кстати, мы, по-моему, сейчас где-то в комнатах пошариться. Прямо сейчас.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Я знаю, к кому я сейчас пойду. Это чья комната?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Могу к нему зайти? Нет, к нему не могу. Я хочу заглянуть вот. Блин, к ней тоже не могу.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Ладно. Так, это... Годой. Не могу в Годой зайти. Опа. Показалось, что-то тут было только что за шторкой. Ну, по-моему, что где-то за одной из шторок.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Я же не могу. Нет, тут тоже не могу. Да, я понял, что где-то тут.
President George Washington.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later. That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
Откроем.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
Жопа тут произошла, братан. Жопа. Так. Там ключ, я помню.
A chest with a half-circle pattern.
Мед, янтарь, записка. Но там я знаю, что ключ есть. Бля, реально интересная игра, не могу выйти мыть посуду и пойти спать. Да, эти игры классная игрушка. Да, янтарь, я
An
знаю.
untutored hand copied these notes.
Не твердой
Looks
рукой.
like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
Оккультизм? Или так?
Feet and hands are bound. A piece of cloth in the mouth prevents the tongue from being sectioned. It looks like preparation for an exorcism. Is Elizabeth really possessed? The note suggests binding the feet and hands, then blocking the jaws using a piece of cloth to prevent the tongue from being sectioned. That looks like a method to control an epileptic fit. I wonder if Elizabeth is the one being treated for that illness.
Это, по-моему, письмо
My dear
сестры.
Elizabeth,
Да, это письмо сестры.
looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals. These are magnesium crystals, a fairly effective remedy for easing anxiety.
Допрос. Да, я знаю.
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals.
Но я тебе говорю. Я бы еще сказал, что ты мне говорил, но не буду. Все, я ушел. Давай. Удачи. Я тебе хочу
I
там
found a box
подобрать
containing
что-то.
some kind of white crystals.
Дайте мне взять. Это мед? Мед. Все. Пентаграмма. Кермелитская вода. Еще что-нибудь.
June 11th. A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society. August 24th. 3rd November.
Ключ с 5 кольцами. Ну, я знаю, где это. Знаю, где этот ключ. Не, я знаю, где сундук к этому кольцу. Ну, ключу. О, тут все. Давайте буфнем. Так. Мы отсюда пришли или нет? Так, нет, пока сюда не пойду. Почему может постараться еще к нему попасть?
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Нет, к этому не хочу попадать. Наверх. Не могу наверх подняться. О, где-то тут на диванчике будет ключ. Нет, не сюда. Я хочу, может, еще кому-то в комнату удастся заглянуть. Ты че?
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Жак Перю. Не.
That Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Могу попасть к Наполеону? Давайте хату. Взломаем. Наполеон Бонапарт.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
У него... У Наполеона к политике, да? Устойчивость. О,
It's a beautiful weapon. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore... Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Так, приметы королевского дочеря. Ну да. О, шляпа.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
Монета. А, кстати.
French actor Talma is Nero in Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty. My dear Napoleon.
Это золотой эликсир. Мне бы меду. Ну, я знаю, что где я сейчас могу меда найти до жопы.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur.
Вроде все. Так беглым взглядом осмотрел. Вроде как больше ничего нету. Окей, давайте выйдем. И налево. И мы сделали кругаль, да?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Might be better to take a different stairway.
Ай, книги не могу войти, жаль. Давайте спустимся.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet? I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault, too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
I'm sorry. I should have stopped him from beating you.
What's done is done. It was my fault, not yours.
Don't say that. It's never the victim's fault. Look at your eye.
My eye's nothing. Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
If I understand rightly, you share a common past?
Are you saying I've made it all up?
Молния. Черты, кстати. Манипулируем психологическим эпизодом. Статья снижение. Желание пьяжи. Это что у нас? Манипулирование, оккультизм. Убеждение, стоимость применения, повышение на одиночку. Здесь убеждение. Повседневная картинка превзойдения. Убеждение это у нас что? Вот тут вот. Ладно.
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
And next you're gonna tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for 6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait, there must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was ever meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt?
Так, погодите, а к чему мне это? Это у нас Адамс. Слабость допрос.
In the wounds.
I want to find out what really happened.
No, you really don't want to know what your mother did when I shed my first blood at puberty.
On the contrary, you can tell me anything. Let me be my own judge.
I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's coming for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
В красную гостиную. А он пойти не в красную, а в малую, например. Чтобы пойти не вправо, а влево. Что, понимаешь, это типа по-свински, но я хочу посмотреть, что вот здесь.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately, I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Well, no point in lying, you know. I know full well you haven't got any.
I would never think of lying, sir. I don't believe I am authorized to give it away, that is all.
Amber? Here? I'd be surprised.
Yet I assure you, sir,
No, you're pulling my leg. I don't believe you.
I wouldn't dare to joke with sir.
Yeah, sure. You're just leading me on. I dare you to show it to me, if you really have some.
Well, then, sir, here is a piece.
Ah, right. Well, I'm impressed. Can you lend it to me for a minute?
Of course, sir. Here.
Wow, I can hardly believe it. Well, I have other questions.
Of course, sir. But, sir, I believe you haven't given me back the amber, sir.
What? What amber?
The piece I gave to sir.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You really ought to look after your things. And it can't be easy to come across amber in these parts.
Well, does sir desire anything else?
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Hang on, but it's mine.
Beg pardon, sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due respect, sir, I hope sir will understand that I have doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
Huh, there you are then. That's exactly where I left it.
I am quite put out, sir. I don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say nothing and hand it over.
But
Now!
But, sir, Very well, sir. Here you are. May sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well? Well, bravo. Bravo.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Say pardon.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good. There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
Якорцы нужны. Пучок римского, да? Так, где? Предметы. Пучок. Римского.
A little Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
Не, ладно. Жалко, Алексей, мне нужно много еще.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, sir can access, on one side, the small salon, where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, sir may access the dining room. That is where sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, sir will also find access to the garden. But sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Except for my mother.
Has sir another question?
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help sir in any other way?
What's on the first floor?
The first floor is reserved for guests, sir. That is where sir will find his private rooms. The main corridor leads around the building. 3 stairways will enable sir to return to the ground floor. It is also from there that sir will be able to reach the second floor.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, sir?
Еще на третьем.
Yes. What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing on the second floor are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holmes, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does sir have any more questions?
Не, все, хорошо. Я хочу в малую гостиную пройти. Если можно, конечно. Можно? Пустите? Да, пустят. Блин, это красное. Ну туда. Черт. Блин, не туда вошел. Вот дурак.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Of course.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well. Surprisingly, you know Volner prohibited religious practices in Prussia. Renowned member of the Rose Croix Order, former Freemason, and great lover of alchemy. And look at Piaggi fawning over him. I really do have a problem digesting political protocol.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Oh dear.
You must be joking. Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauternes, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
My lord, I only know the prestige of your name. Might I have the honor of getting to know you a little better?
You are Monsieur...
Louis Moras de Richet.
De Richet. De Richet. A name with a nobiliary particle. Are you descended from a noble line?
Who does not know of her, sir?
I am just a simple French citizen.
Of course.
Really? Oh, you seem nothing like a commoner. Especially compared to that wretch over there sharing our meal. What are you doing under there?
Certainly not.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Поет на Россию.
He's certainly well connected and in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
No one knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Толкни Наполеона, чтобы он на Россию не напал. Капа.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Surely such an amount will buy twice as many cannons. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. We're both young, but we are not naive.
Please don't be offended. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. And I am reassured. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words, and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France. Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Неудач нету. Два левела. Not bad. Докачиваем это. Докачиваем это. И думаю, было бы неплохо взять это и вкинуть 2 очка, думаю, сюда. Кстати, могу отсюда забрать очко? Нет. Не могу.
All right, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Так, манускрипт. Что-то у нас есть манипулирование. Политика. О! А могу нас сразу... Подожди, навыки. Этикеты я вкачу. Блин, знал бы я лучше вот. Хотя, блин. Давайте я вкачну, пожалуй, политику, чтобы... Или я знаю уже как. Нет, политику вот нужно качнуть, да. Так, погодите. Или мне не дадут выйти. Что-то валяется.
Discourse on the Method by Descartes. This book changed the way I looked at the world.
О, могу выйти, да. Действительно, это хорошо. Что в другую гостиную зайти. Там просто есть.
The only person sizing me up here is that monumental Zeus. It can't be here.
Шкатулка, если мне не изменяет память, с 5. Где-то здесь. О, нет. Вот, да, вот эта шкатулка.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Причем? Ох, ядрить тут.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
Золотой эликсир. Сейчас сколько так осталось?
Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia.
Если вы, кстати, этого защитил, я вот тут смог найти значок этой телки или что-то и отдать. Так, вот это не могу, давайте. Ладно, скажу так. На этом, пожалуй, закончим наше прохождение The Council. Было интересно. Скоро я уже дойду до того момента, когда я перестал смотреть летсплей. И буду пытаться как-то решать уже дальше все сам. Потому что я не буду знать, какие будут последствия, что нужно делать. А так пока что я играю как бы... Я повторяю то, что я знаю. А потом уже будем как-то решать. И когда я, допустим, приму какое-то решение определенное, я как бы буду... Ну как, я там одно решение, правда, изменил по сравнению с летсплейщиком. Ну да ладно. Спасибо всем, кто был. Так, да. Спасибо всем, кто был. Было приятно с вами провести время. Пролог, да? Ага, вот, кстати, скоро, да, вот скоро будет 2-я глава. И 5-я глава, да. Хорошо. Да, еще раз всем спасибо, кто был. До скорых встреч. Пока-пока.